Clapping is always good for health. Thank you, Varaprasad Garu, for doing the honors and welcoming Shri Mohan Reddy Garu.
So good afternoon to all of you. I was supposed to be here in the morning, but I ended up in the afternoon, courtesy the traffic in Hyderabad. That's good news and bad news to us. Bad news because we are not in time. Good news because, prosperity is all around us. And the prosperity, for it to last for too long, the key to it is all about education. Education, in my perspective, is not going to help an individual only. It helps the society. It helps the nation. So therefore, I think what Mr. Rajgopal and his team at HyBiz TV are doing in promoting more amount of education is something which is very laudable. So let's join our hands to thank Rajgopal and his team for all the good work that they do. Thank you, Rajgopal. Thank you very much. So as I said, it's just not individual who progresses themselves, but it is a bedrock to me for the progress of a nation. That's how important is education. Dr. Preeti Reddy talked with great amount of passion just ahead of me. She talked all about how the change has to come in education. I think that's very important. I'll further add to it, it has to come if we truly believe in our aspirational dream of making India an Atmanirbhar Bharat and also a Viksit Bharat. For those of you who may not completely follow, Atmanirbhar Bharat is a self-reliant India, and Viksit Bharat is a developed nation. But to it, you add one more dimension to it. India has this enormous amount of advantage of demographic dividend, as it's called, which in effect what it means is that people in the working age population of 16 years to 65 years in a nation are more than 50% of people. And that particular thing is an enormous amount of an advantage for any nation. We have seen examples in the past. Japan had demographic dividend. So did Korea. Actually, right now, even China enjoys it. So at a point of time when you have demographic dividend, which means that there are much younger population in a nation like India where the average age of the population is 27 years, it's just not having population is good enough. What you require is that you require good education, good skills, and also jobs thereafter. But what we have seen in the last 77 years of post-independent India is that our education system has been processed in a way that probably is more reliant on somebody else, which means that the knowledge was the only thing that people thought was good enough. So what is knowledge? You learn from the person, repeat it back. Or in a cruder way, people call it as the rote learning. But if you want to be a leading nation in the world, not just a follower of somebody else, what you need to do is that you need to be a nation which has curiosity, which has critical thinking, which has values. These become extremely important. We are trying to reform through a number of policies at this point of time. There's a new education policy called the NEP 2020, which has come into existence. Where we have challenge, and I'd like to bring it to the attention of Dr. Preeti Reddy too, is in executing it. It's a beautiful policy, everybody talks about it, and with modesty, I will tell you that I have implemented to a great extent. We do this, I run 2 of the IITs for Government of India, both IIT Roorkee as well as IIT Hyderabad. One has 10,000 students, the other has 5,000 students. A number of elements of NEP 2020 have been implemented. I asked a young man who came up to the dais just now, saying that what is his NIRF ranking? He said, no, sir, I don't figure in the NIRF ranking, but still got an award. But that's not what it is. We have to definitely improve ourselves. I keep asking people, whom do you compete against? Don't compete against your neighbor. You compete against yourself, which means that you strive for excellence year after year. So what we need to do as a nation is we have to reform our curriculum. We have to reform the pedagogy. We have to definitely make sure that our teachers become much more skilled than what they are today. And we're also at a point of time in life where learning is not one time. Learning is continuous. What you will see tomorrow is not known yesterday. What we saw yesterday is obsoleted tomorrow. So therefore, people have to get into the mindset of lifelong learning. And I think what I'll leave with my technology background is we have to definitely bring in technology into our education system. Technology is everywhere. It's become all pervasive. We heard about, from our previous speaker, about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, to me, is all pervasive. It's a general purpose technology. The impact of AI will be as good as electricity in this world. How much amount of pervasive that it has done into the society, so will the AI do. Trust me, it impacted my job. And my job is not automation. My job is more to do augmentation. I've become 30% more productive after I started using AI tools like OpenAI, ChatGPT, Velocity, several of them. So therefore, I think we live in a world at this point of time where AI has become part and parcel of life. Will it stop? No. Because we still continue to see computers are becoming more powerful, communications are becoming faster, sensors are becoming much more intelligent than the human beings, and finally, algorithms are becoming plenty. So we have to use AI too in our education system. And we have to use them not necessarily at the college level. I plead with all of you, please do that at the school level. We need our children to start learning about impact of what future is going to be. The people in the college, you open your eyes, you close your eyes, open your eyes, in 3 years, 4 years, they'll disappear in front of us. But the children in the school are the people who will build future for us. So therefore, it's an amazing job that all of you are doing. I would only make a few thoughts, I'll leave them behind. I'm also a very strong proponent of this intersection of technology and medicine. I also sit on the board of IIT Kanpur DF, Development Foundation, and we're building the large hospital in IIT Kanpur at this point of time. We did this in IIT Kharagpur, primarily to the point that we need to make sure technology will intersect with medicine. I don't know how many of you are familiar, 50% of doctors in the United States have an engineering background. And that's the reason why you see so much of proliferation of devices or interaction from the technology into the medical field. So I think the three constituents who are sitting here, I'd like to congratulate all of you, several of you who won the awards for teachers. Congratulations for all the relentless amount of effort that you put in to make sure that education becomes better. There are several of you who have set up your own private institution, private education institutions. Thank you very much for doing it, because we need to supplement the governmental effort in ensuring that we have more amount of capacity. And I'm sure many of you are, I'm working on one of the projects for government at this point of time. It's called the GER ratio in India is just 26%, which means that 12th class pass students, only 26% of them go to college. 74% of them get dropped off thereafter. So the intent is, at least by Viksit Bharat 2047, we need to move the GER ratio to about 50%. So there are ways and means we can't, which means that we have to double it. We can't create twice the number of colleges, thrice the number of medical colleges. What we can do is that we can use technology. We can use online classes. We don't need to, we can't say we'll throw away the teachers, but we can supplement the capability that we have with AR, VR, several other technologies to ensure that we produce more of them. So I think private participation is extremely important. So thank you very much for the private ownership which is there in this room, including Dr. Preeti Reddy and her very, very famous father-in-law, Dr. Malla Reddy, whom I respect very much. Thank you, Preeti Reddy, for all the good work you and your father-in-law do. Lastly, I know that set of people who are doing this work for service to the society. And I would congratulate all of them who participate in trying to make the society a better place, because as I said, education is a bedrock for society, and that's for the future. Thank you again, Mr. Rajgopal, for all that you do, and good luck to all of you. Thank you.